Thank you everyone for coming tonight and supporting koala conservation, and thank you to those people online. I'm looking up, but I can't see you. So I am the Koala Conservation Officer, and I work as part of a small team who work on the Koala project, the Koala Conservation Program. My role is to look at how we can conserve, protect, and retain the population of koalas we have in the Redlands. I also work very closely with my colleague Laura, and I'm going to mention her, especially because she's been at home with COVID. Has put this event on. So her job is to do all the communications and the community engagement, and you'll probably see her social media posts, newsletters, and obviously putting events on like this tonight. So thank you, Laura. You've done an amazing job. Sorry you can't join us here tonight. The Koala team also works right across council, right across numerous departments. The communications team, our strategic planning team, the development assessment team, our Parks and Conservation team. We work very closely with an extremely knowledgeable, on a daily basis, group of environmental officers who are trained in a whole range of disciplines. So when we need support, we know where we can go and get answers. So we're very lucky to have that support. Council has been supporting koala conservation for more than 20 years. And that includes programs like our 24-hour wildlife rescue service. That program has been integral into helping our koalas, our sick and injured koalas, getting help. And thank you to all the volunteers who continue to support all of that. We have our environmental partnerships program, and that is a program that works with our residents to engage them into making their properties more fauna friendly and trying to deal with issues like weeds and troublesome trees, etc. So, and we have our bush care programs. So I encourage you when in the break, to go out and join our officers out there and have a look at all the various programs and things that we do beyond the koala to support the koala conservation program. So last December, we adopted our fourth major koala conservation plan and the action plan, and that is our guiding document through till 2027. Kirsty's going to be talking in Talk 7 more about how we plan to tackle some of the big issues that are coming up around koala conservation. You can find, if you don't know where that, you didn't know that we have just adopted that plan, you can find that plan on the Council Koala webpage and the Council website. I encourage you to go there because it's packed full of lots and lots of interesting information. Tonight is really just a snapshot of what we actually do. So there's lots of information up there, including all the latest research reports. So I'm hoping that you'll be inspired after tonight, and you'll be wanting to delve deeper into the details of what we couldn't share with you tonight. So, and that's what tonight is about, is trying to share that information, because conserving species, any species, is a highly complex and challenging undertaking. And when you're conserving a species like koalas who live in urban and peri-urban areas like the Redland Coast, it's even more complex. So I think we're all aware, it's no secret, that habitat loss and habitat fragmentations are the key causes for koala decline around the Redlands, southeast Queensland, and all across its range in Australia. So humans, our need to build our communities, our homes, our swimming pools, our roads, our shopping centres, our sporting complexes, all of those sorts of things have a cost to nature. So our job is to try and find the balance. What's the balance? And that's what we're trying to do in this as part of the koala team. So we're very fortunate tonight to have our research partners here to share the information, and I'm very heartened to be able to say that we are making progress. The last 4 years, which I think most of you guys are going to be talking about as the work we've been doing over the last few years, is demonstrating that we are making some inroads into this very complex and difficult area. The other thing is that the program that we're running does have clear, it's modelled on some very strong conservation practices. And that is, for example, the most successful conservation programs understand, or are based on understanding, that conservation is a shared responsibility. So government, and that's all levels of government, have a role in policy making, funding and facilitation of conservation efforts. Researchers are there to help us learn and to guide management decisions. And then it's us, it's the community, it's the individual that need to act. We're the third actors in this and a very important part of that. So that's what we need to be successful. And I often get people say to me, oh, you know, like, it's really complex. I feel overwhelmed. I don't know what to do. It's too big for me. And I would say to you all that it's the small things that make the biggest difference. It's the accumulative effect. It's the planting of native trees. It's making sure that your gardens and your yards are fauna friendly. Making sure that your pets are restrained at night, or that they're trained to avoid wildlife. It's a fundamental requirement, an ecological requirement for animals to move, and they need to be able to move to get resources, mates, and to find new territory. So by allowing animals to move freely through the landscape safely through our yards is a fundamental requirement, something that we can all do. That's a small thing to do, but we can do that. Homes, our swimming pools, by putting in there's something floating around me, by putting things in our swimming pools, floating devices, so that if something falls in there, a lizard or a bird, your dog or a koala, they can scramble out to safety. These are small things that we can do, making these inroads all the time. Of course, driving, being more vigilant when we're driving. We're Australians and we understand that our native Australian fauna are most active in the hours between dusk and dawn and through the evening. So by modifying our thinking about driving, just as we do around school zones, we know there are times we need to slow down. By modifying our thinking and thinking about our own safety as well as the possum that might pop out, or the koala that might pop out, or the wallaby that might pop out, these things make a difference in quite a big way. Equally, things like community programs. Our program, the Koala Watch, Redlands Coast Koala Watch. I would say to you that every piece of data that's collected is incredibly important. Don't think that one sighting that you didn't log won't make a difference, because every sighting makes a difference. It helps us understand where koalas are, how frequently they're there, how well they are. Are they sick? Are they healthy? Are they on roads? Have they been sitting on trees on roads? Are they in backyards? All that information is available to us, to the council and to our researchers, so that we can use that for better planning. So I would urge you all to sign up as a koala watcher. It's a simple thing to do to be able to log a sighting. You can do it when you're out walking your dog on a daily basis. You can do it on your veranda if a koala happens to be sitting in one of your trees. You can do it when your kids are at sport and you're bored out of your mind and you're walking around the park and you're looking for koalas. So there's lots and lots of things that you can do to help in that respect. So this is just a little bit of an overview about tonight. I'll let the research speak for itself. We'll be on the panel, so if there's anything to do with our koala conservation program, please, I'm happy to answer them. And thank you, Stacey.